Hey everybody, it's Derek with Clash in the North here. I kind of got a different video than something I've done. Maybe we'll do more of these in the future. Who knows? Just gonna kind of talk about the balancing update that's coming out, and as well as some kind of things in the CWL and maybe some changes we have. I don't know. We'll kind of see where this goes. So I got a guest on with me. I got Homie G, an elder of One Hive. How you doing today, homie?
Good, how are you, Derek?
I'm doing wonderful, man. Well, I mean, we'll get into some reasons not so much, but yeah, that's as good as I can be, I guess. So yeah, we think this might run a little long with the stuff that's kind of gone down that we'll get into. So we'll just jump right into it. First off, we're going to talk about the update. Uh, I'll start with the good, I guess. We can do that before we get into like some things. Because I mean, nothing's going to be perfect. Um, you want to lead off with what you like about it?
Yeah, the good things are Talent 10's coming back. There's gonna be more 10v10 triples. The dip game is gonna be coming back. The 11v10s. There should be perfect now. The 10v11s are gonna be a lot harder now, but it should, I guess, even out. You would think, Derek, right? I mean,
I'm
uh,
I'm pretty worried about 10v11. Like that is definitely looking at this. There's a lot of stuff I really like. Like I like the healer level 5. Um, so that's my like thing I'd like a change in the update I like to make. I'm a big fan of the miners. Um, not because they're like I know a lot of people hate on them because they're spammy, but they're really a troop
yep,
that makes you consider like not having a hound in the CC at Town Hall 10 because they kind of make the hound look silly. So if the base design kind of goes where it's weak to miners and they have a hound, it's going to be easier for like a spam attack. So that might switch things up to not having a hound in the CC, which may open other attacks up. And I mean, I just like anything that it kind of seems like ground got a nice buff. Like that's been one big issue with Town Hall 10. I think is that people are building strictly to not have your base be lawload, and almost probably 90% of the Town Hall 10v10 triples are all Lalo, and it's sitting there, how can I Lalo this?
yep, exactly.
We'll point on with that ground buff, the hogs at Town Hall 10 and 11 are getting a buff, so
Ooh, that's
an
gonna be
HP one.
nice.
Yeah. I mean, kind of in there, they snuck it in a little bit. The dragons getting the hit point increase, so that may even be a little bit more of a, depending on how much that buff is, maybe help be a viable attack.
Yep,
Some of these, like there's
exactly.
I'm with you there. I think like this. I think 10v10 rates are going to go up, which
Yep.
is good for the game. I'd kind of said for a little while on a couple things I've been on that I think they should be around like 30, like almost 30%. I think it would just make a more interesting game for the high end players and us in the CWL, like getting more 11v11 opportunities. Strictly, who can dip better.
Yeah, it's like the higher leagues. Higher leagues need more 10v10s,
Yeah,
because in statistics, there's not really a lot of 11v11s that have been going on in the CWL lately.
exactly. Yeah, even
Yeah,
the clans that were doing it a lot were doing it because they were running breakdowns that would allow them to kind of for that to
exactly.
be conducive. And that's fine. That's what you want to do, but it's uh, still one where you want to sit there and say, well, we'd like to, I think 11v11 should be a more common thing. I think it would make the league more interesting going forward, and kind of having a
Yep,
higher hit rate at Town Hall 10 will obviously do that.
yep, I agree.
Oh yeah, so let's go from there. Things we liked about it. We're not going to get into all the stuff because we have a lot to cover. But is there anything you're sitting there like you don't like this change?
Well, I mean, I just wish Supercell didn't do a lot about the spam attacks. I just wish they'd more. I wish they did more about the strategy side to it, like how many certain stuff you need to bring instead of cooking up all your army camps are all heals and your spells are all heals and your army camps are all miners.
Yeah,
That's what my problem is. But it's good that they did a hog buff though, because then the hogs are going to be coming back to the game more at 10v10.
oh I agree. I like that. the hogs. I do. I mean, I get that pain of like, well, the spam attacks get a buff. Certainly understand that, and it's a very love-hate relationship with that one because, as I
It's been
said, like
going on forever.
the miners counter that hound in the CC to kind of have other things in, which opens up other attacks. Like that's a big issue with if you try to do a kill squad hog attack. Well, the hound neutralizes your queen, which kind of kills your kill squad. So it's one of those things that may also open up doors for more skilled attacks in
Yep.
kind of a weird way, and that's. So I'm not sure. I know the big thing I don't like is the amount of damage that is now just dropping on Town Hall 11. Like Inferno Tower 5s, Arch Tower 15s, Cannon 15, getting the level. That's. I can't imagine
Yep.
being a
It's
10v11
it's very
guy.
drastic.
Like the 10v11 people are just. I don't even know. Like I can't imagine they're doing that. I don't know what kind of damage these things are going to be doing, but trying to get them 2-starred is going to just be crazy hard with that amount
Yep.
of point defense.
And there's gonna be a low percentage. 2-star won't be any high percentages anymore.
Yeah, and I'm not too big of a fan of that. I think that's kind of an issue, just because they should be able to. You should be able to 2-star a town hall above you, and that's I think going to be a really weird thing as to what people do going forward. Is it's like, are you just not even like you go to the days where 11s now you have like a 2-star squad, and then you have the 3-star guys who try and clean it up at 11, and you just hope that your 10v10s get cleared, or you know those 2-star guys 2-star a couple of 11s and then dip, and then the other guys try and triple them.
Yep.
I don't.
It's hard
So that's
because like a 9v10 is very easy to do. It's very easy to 2-star a Talon 10 when you're a Talon 9 when you're scouting it.
Even an anti-2 design, like you go out and
Exactly.
farm raid, you can find an anti-2 and you go do something like that, and you can 2-star it. But it's insane the amount of. I mean, it's 2 Arch Tower levels, 2 Cannon Tower levels above what a Town Hall 10 has, and 2 Inferno Tower levels. This is gonna be
It's gonna be drastic
damage. Yeah.
Yep.
We'll see. That kind of leads into what the other thing I was going to say. A change, if I could make one to the update, is I would have Healer 5 at Town Hall 10.
I agree.
I just think that's for the damage increase you're doing at 11. You should be able to. There's a huge damage, a damage output from a max Town Hall 9 to a max Town Hall 10 is huge enough, and you can have a healer level to justify that.
Yep. What's your take on do you think Clash of Clans should take away the air traps on healers right now, or do you think they should keep it the same?
I don't know. It's hard to say what the base design is going to do and what people are going to play. I think that I wouldn't be opposed to it, I guess, but I know that it's going to have a hard time. You'd have a hard time kind of justifying it. I think.
True.
I think if you did that, it may make 10v10 like it just
a little
be
easier.
Really hard to. Another thing that'll be difficult to defend against.
Yep.
I don't necessarily know if that's a bad thing. I guess it kind of I'm for kind of making smaller tweaks more often, because then you can kind of see what did that tweak do, as opposed to being like, let's give everything out there all at once and see what happens.
Yep, I agree. Totally.
Yeah. So we can get into, and that covers like the update, I guess. We'll get into what I think will take up most of the time in this conversation, and that's CWL. I know we've been talking a lot, and we both enjoy playing in it, but I think we have some things that we sit there and say, some of these things need to change, or we worry about the long-term longevity of the league. And then obviously we have, I believe it's 4 clans that have now been banned in the middle of the playoffs, and you kind of just got to feel like, I don't know, it's not good. Someone who's in one of those clans, it's not fun. It's kind of like, great. I had somebody just get my account locked out for 2 weeks, and I can't go war and do anything and lose my season over it.
Yep, exactly. Even though, let's say you have other accounts, and then your season's already over on those, and then you're pretty much your season's already over on your main account now.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. Like, I was getting like, okay, we got a couple weeks ready to go, and then just kind of that vibe. Somebody's in like, so is this like real? And somebody sent a screenshot to me, and I'm like, I don't know. I'll go find out. And it was, and I mean, I think it's really like just kind of be a little bit some of the things we talked about before, and just me kind of expressing it. I mean, I think it's really unfortunate. I don't like the fact that I have no control over what some individual or individuals have done in a clan I'm in, and even leading North Awakens, I don't know what somebody does on their own, and it's really like there's no way I can definitively prove one way or another. There's no way I can definitively prove that all players I know are 100% fair play, and to be a member in a clan where it's like, cool, we just got a 2 week ban, and it's like, well, the excuse is, well, you should make sure your clan's fair play, and it's like, well, how? I don't have access to these guys' phones. I don't know. I've met very few of these people in real life, and had a conversation with them, and it's like, come on, Supercell, like that should be one. Get scans out more often. However, you're detecting this stuff, like do it, because it's annoying to be somebody who sits there and like, believe me, I'm fine being the fact that I'm not one of the elite players in this game. I enjoy playing it, and I enjoy the effort I put into it. But I don't enjoy the fact that if you want to make this game fair play, like
more bans need to happen.
Yeah, it's on. It's really on the company. I love a lot of this stuff that you guys are doing. I love the fact that an update's coming out quicker from the last one. But we still need make those scans. I don't know what it costs. I don't know the reasoning as to why they are so infrequent in there, but it just seems kind of like it's just a big letdown, I guess. It's just my disappointment in it is.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good way to put this, but it's like if this was anything else, like if
it's just unfortunate because, like, you say you're a base builder and you built 30 bases, and then you're preparing to use them. You pass them out, or you're ready for the next upcoming week. And then one of your buddies, not your buddies anymore, modded, I guess. All that hard work went down the drain because you can't use them. And I mean, that's how it's. I just think it's unfortunate, like you said. A lot of planning goes into it, and it's just all for nothing.
Exactly. I just don't like the. I mean, believe me, I'm all for. You want to get rid of people who are closet modding or whatever it is that they detect the modding and why other people, however they get the other accounts that ban from whatever justification is. But if you have people doing third-party software, that's fine. Like, I am all for getting them out. Like, don't misquote me. I don't like it because I don't like going up against wars where okay, it's already decided. I like the competition, knowing it's going to be
it's all fair play.
Yeah, but it needs to be on. I mean, you guys at Supercell to run whatever you're running, the Octopus or whatever it's called, to detect this stuff. It should be happening. It shouldn't be something that happens once every. I mean, I'm very curious. I'd love to know when the last time it happened prior to like this week, but it should be something that happens.
It should be more frequent.
Often.
Yep.
Like I know I get why, and I'm sure this is why it had happened because it kind of, based on some people I've spoken to, it seems like it was targeted towards CWL clans, and I understand why. Like, you're gonna fly some people out to Finland, possibly. You don't want to end up with like egg on your face over something like that happening, but it should be
Yep.
happening. That scan should be happening all the time. Like, be doing it
Every
every
single
week.
week.
Be doing it,
Every week.
yeah. However, every week, every day. I don't know how much money it is, but you're getting rid of those people. Like, I've spent a lot of money on this game. Like, I actually calculated it was like an obscene amount, and I know a lot of other people in the war community have. And those people who would continue to stick around and play are going to continue to spend money. But we don't want to get gypped out of something because of what someone else did.
Yep. It's out of your hands at that point.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just unfortunate. But that kind of, I don't know, I can ramble on for that, but I think it was just beating a dead horse at some point. But we got, I mean, there's a lot I think the CWI like. I'm kind of wanting to know a little bit of your thoughts as to what do you think with these clans getting banned, which are obviously going to lead. I don't think it's been announced at the time we're recording this, but whoever the players are, whatever the accounts are that are getting banned, because I'm sure that's going to come whenever that gets sorted out. What do you think we're actually going to have a competitive season 3 league? Because we are, I mean, if we're just honest about it, this will now have been, I believe, what is it? There was one clan that got replaced by the Lost. I can't think of another did. Three or
What is it?
it was Beast Mode,
Yeah, beast mode.
and
Because
then
yep, yep.
and then I think what Rooted Alchemy dropped out. Woolwells got kicked out.
PWC left.
PWC left. I mean, you're talking. I think there was like 5 or 6 clans that prior to this had left, and now there's another 4. I mean, you're
Yep.
talking almost 1/3 of the league that started has left, got banned. I mean, you know, you laugh at it, but it's true. Like, it's like, oh, this is what is
It's
it?
kind of crazy because you go in thinking you're gonna get good competition, but then you see good clans drop out, and then each week, like in One Eye, for example, we were supposed to face PWC, and this is coming off a bye week, and PWC drops out, or yeah, and then we had 2 weeks off, and then before our season-ending war against Mariana Trench, and it was kind of weird because we didn't know what we were gonna do to war before we have our season-ending one between MT. So it's kind of brutal.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's. I mean, and it's not fair to like. It is one of those like you don't want to see. I don't like seeing people leave because
No.
you get that really weird like somebody who left like PWC leaves mid-season. Now the clans that they've beaten earlier in the season have a loss, but all the people that they face next, it's free wins for them. And
Yep.
I guess Warwell's maybe the best example of this. Like, imagine if I don't know the playoff scenarios, but all the clans that got the free wins because of Warwell's getting removed had like if you were somebody who had already lost to War Whales, you're sitting there like, okay, well we can get a game. Probably you're sitting there thinking, well we can get a game back in our division or playoff race or whatever because
Yep.
the clan in week 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 or whatever is going to be facing those guys. They'll probably lose that one, so that'll help pull us back even. And
Exactly.
I want people to don't get me wrong, like I like what the CWL is doing. I like all that. Not like bashing on them. If anything, it's being disappointed in our company that makes this game that we all play and like and enjoy. I would say love and enjoy, but I think it's a lot of people a little upset right now, including myself. Um,
Yep. Well, then you see new leagues forming, like the No Dip League, and then you see a good response in the minor league CW, and like good clans like Six Lits are going to the No Dip League, and you don't know if that's going to be like the nail in the coffin. You don't know if there's going to be more clans dropping out
Yeah, I think that's
over
one.
it, going towards there.
And that's what I think we have. I kind of going back to that original question about like, what do you think? Do you think we're going to have a healthy season 3 coming up? Is we? That's exactly it. Are these highly talented clans coming into season 2? All the talented clans only wanted to be in the CWL. They wanted to be at
Yep.
that highest level, and now we're talking. Uh, do they like? They still want to be there? Do they want to go somewhere else? Are they going to start splitting up where we see, maybe a one hive in one league, a WHF in another, a dark looters in a third, and now it's like, well,
The competition won't be there anymore. You're going to
exactly.
be facing a lot more premier clans because they're going to be replacing the invite clans that are leaving.
So we have a little cut here. I had somebody at my door, so I lost track of what we were talking about. So basically, I think we'll just kind of circle back around, kind of start working at closing this out. It's just, I guess, we kind of talked about wording about what season 3 is going to be like. What do you think needs to happen for season 3 to be successful? For there to be good competition, from whatever it is, 1 to 32 or 1 to however many clans are there in the invite league.
There's just got to be more. The way I look at it, there's just got to be more CWL bans, and by having more CWL bans, then that clan will always stay in the clan. I mean, will always stay in the CWL, and maybe that's it. Maybe just have more bans, but like you said, it's out of the admins' reach. They can only enforce it. They tell us to remove all our members from the clan, and then if they join back, then then they're not banned. But that's how I see it. I mean, CWL for me is doing really well. There's a lot of positives. I love the competition each week. There's always a good clan to face, good bases to hit, great attackers. I haven't seen one attacker not 3-star. I mean, there is a lot that can be done though, that can improve on.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I'm right there with you. I think they're like the admins and the clans can only do so much. I mean, it really does need to come down from Supercell sweeping the game to make sure
yep,
people are not getting unfair advantages, and just there's a lot on the line. It's difficult when people want to earn the ability to go to Finland and things like that. To They have a direct incentive to push the rules and bend them, and that's why it needs to be from a higher power. That is the developers in this case, and just saying, hey, we're going to be more committed to
more
ensuring that people,
active. Yep,
and they should be like, if you're willing to put on these events, um, I would probably speak for almost everybody in the league. We'd probably rather not have the events get put on and you just be more active in making sure the game is clean, and you would
clean. Yep,
appreciate that way more.
yep.
But yeah,
Because like for example, there's one last thing. There's this whole next week in the CWL playoffs. There's a bunch of new clans that are replacing the old clans that I guess that got caught modding. Dark Looters Z, and then
uh, War and
Six Lit.
Glory,
Yeah, yep,
6S.
yep.
Um,
It's just that's how. I mean, it shouldn't happen to be like that. It should be all the clans. If Supercell, made made more bans, and those clans that would still be in it, and they would have to invite the clans back to it.
exactly. Yeah, and I mean, I'm with you there. We get if they start, it really is one of those things. Like a lot of things in life, it starts at the top. If the people up top are putting in the effort, in this case, Supercell, to make sure that the game is going to be clean and make sure these leagues are to the best of everybody's ability are clean. But I feel
Yep.
like a lot of times, I mean, people are doing what they can, but we don't have all the information. The company does, and they need to make sure they're utilizing that to assist us. We want.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, we can go ahead and on that somber note, kind of close it out a little bit. Any shout outs or anything you want to do, homie?
Shout out to the ASAF Army in One Hive. Shout out to who is it? Ozzy needs some money for his Town 11 account because he's coming back to the clan, hopefully. And yeah, that's it.
Well,
thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man. Anytime. Maybe we can do these a little bit more regularly moving forward and talk about some things in the game.
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, until next time, guys. Frosty.